Hey everybody, Mirror Gaming here, and welcome back to my World of Tanks Tech Tree Tank Breakdown. So we started off with the Bulldog, and we're moving on to the Tier 9 because that's one of the few replays available. The T49, the American Tier 9 Light Tank. So here we have it. As you can see, it's got nice sloped armor all the way around. Decent little slope here, but of course, it's not going to be great if we go look at the normal armor because, yeah, you're going to get pinned in pretty much no matter what angle you're getting shot at. So anyway, let's go ahead and step over to the comparison. So, yeah, once again, it's kind of one of those things where it's a little bit right in the middle of most things like the previous tank was. But, once again, DPM. Now, this is with the stock gun because the upgraded gun is actually a derp gun. It's got two different types of HE and heat. We can take a look at that in a second, but I would actually go with the stock gun because it has this 212 pin, whereas the other one only has like 76 on the standard rounds. So, not great. Anyway, then we go down to damage. It's pretty much same across the board. The T54 lightweight, of course, does have a little bit more damage. Because it has that slightly larger caliber gun. But all these other ones, they're pretty much all the same for the most part. Then you get stepped down to a reload time. Once again, the American tank wins out on reload because we like to shoot stuff faster. Yeah, 5.57 compared to everyone else that is at least 6.5 or higher. Now we don't really have premium tanks to compare this against because there aren't any premium tanks at Tier 9. So yeah, we do have just the standard, the French, the wheeled vehicle that you're going to see every single time you play Tier 9. And it's a Tier 9, Tier 10 game. The G-SOR, which is the British. I see this one every so often, not quite as often as I do the EBR. The T24 is very uncommon, but I do see it when people are grinding up towards the T100. Oh, it's the LT100. Whatever, you know which one I'm talking about, the Russian one. And then I feel sorry for anyone playing this one because the Tier 10 German tank is pretty widely known as the worst light tank out of the bunch. So anyway, that's what you'll see. Then we get down to aim time. Yeah, not the best aim time compared to the other ones, but you really aren't firing that much with this tank. You are more of a spotter with this. You do get those cheeky shots to track the enemy or something like that, but you really aren't going to have the penetration to do much against a lot of the enemy tanks. Gun depression, yet again, 10. That's the one good thing, or one of the best things about the American tanks, is that the majority of them have that 10 degrees of gun depression, and this one actually can aim pretty high as well. It's only outdone by the G-SOR. Then we move down to speed. Yep, pretty much the same across the board. All of them right at 65, 69, 70. That's pretty average for light tanks at this tier. Then you got your reverse speed. It's pretty average except for, of course, the wheeled vehicle, because those can go forward and backwards at the same rate of speed. Then we get down to power to weight. Yep, best. It is the best just by a margin above the G-SOR, but compared to the others, it's definitely can climb those slopes a little bit better than everyone else. And then we get down to armor. Yeah, not great armor overall. That hull, yeah, people are going to go through. Of course, you're a light tank. People are going to go through your tank no matter what anyway. But yeah, you definitely cannot even take shots from other light tanks in this thing, whereas you can. This T54, honestly, is just a medium tank that has a little bit, I want to say it's a little bit less armor. So yeah, that's where that comes into play. So that will probably actually be one of my more favorite tanks because you know I love medium tanks. Track armor, it does have a little bit better than some of the others. And then health, it does have a nice big healthy pool of 1400 compared to a lot of the other ones that are, you know, under 1300 or less. And then we have camo. It is one of those taller, slightly taller tanks compared to the others, so it doesn't have great camo, kind of like the previous tank. So you do have to deal with that. But it does have better view range, so you can spot those other light tanks at a better range. Actually, you're going to end up, because of the camo, spotting each other about the same range. So let's see, what would we do with our standard equipment? I'm not doing these because most of the time I'm never going to be able to get to these. So we're just going to go with the standard. Once again, I really prefer that low noise exhaust because I feel like, especially in tier 8 and up, you really have to relocate more often than the standard. And let's see, I don't think we would necessarily need optics. So I'd probably end up going with the commander's vision system so we can see stuff moving better. Alright, so camouflage, brothers in arms, concealment, recon, and situational awareness. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at those stats now. So that gets us up to that almost 40 range, both while moving and while stationary. And then, yeah, that 451, which is the minimum you want for your light tank. So we do have the option, of course, going with the camo net instead. Instead of that, we could do the optics or we could go with binocs, because if you're going to have this, you're pretty much almost guaranteed to need the binocs instead. So that gets us up to 44 when in a bush, so that's quite a big jump. That's what, almost 5 points, and then that view range of almost 500, which is almost mandatory on this tier of tank, tier 9 and tier 10, and even tier 8. You really want to have almost 500. And people will ask, well, I thought the max was 445. Yes, but if you boost it past that, you will see stuff in bushes closer, or I mean, at a further distance than you normally would, if you have this boosted past that default 445, or is it 454? I don't remember, whichever one it is. If you boost it past it, you get, or I think it's 455. Yeah, so say you would normally see that medium tank in a bush at at whatever 350, then you'd be able to see it if you boost it past it closer to the 370 to 380 mark or something like that. So that's why a lot of these tanks, if you watch other really good players, will have that almost 500, if not above, um, view range in their light tanks. So yeah, so that is the basics of the tank. Well, let's go ahead and get over to that replay. So this time I remember to fast forward up until it was 3, 2, 1, and let's go ahead and take a look at what he's facing. He's actually facing the Russian, or no, that's the German light tank. That's the only one on that side. There's a lot of ML2s. Those are nasty, very nasty to play against. A couple of E50s, a 430. That one's going to be a pain in the butt. And then on his team, ML2s. Oh wow, he is pinging that guy big time. Like, fire it! Kill it! Kill it with fire! That's a very good spot to be in, which you can do with a lot of the light tanks. Look, he pulled back behind the bush to fire. That's one thing I've really got to learn a little bit better. To pull back behind those bushes. Oh, he bounced. Oh, but the guy got ammo rack. That's great. Look at that, already up to almost 1,000 combined. Actually, no, more than 1,000 combined. And this is a really great spot to be in on this map. You can do this with pretty much all the light tanks, and even some of the smaller medium tanks that have really good armor, like the Barask. One of my clan mates, this is his favorite spot to sit. So he's going to go ahead and move. I'm surprised he moved that quickly. I tend to be a little bit more cautious with my light tanks, so I don't push up quite as quickly. He does have that Charfutar there, though. Or future? I don't know. Anyway, he's got that back up there if he really needs it. I wouldn't have knocked over those trees, because that's a dead giveaway that there's something there. And look, see, now he's got a couple things. The problem with that is that guy is behind the hill, so they're not really going to be able to see him. See, he took into account that that one TD was on that side of him. So he backs up far enough to make sure he's not visible by that TD before he fires at the E50. Okay, see, now he's probably down far enough so that they can hit him. Yeah, I'm not caring for his ping, 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 ping. To me, that would be rather annoying if I was playing a game with this guy. It's like you ping once when you spot them and you think they're visible, and then, you know, every 10, 20 seconds maybe, not 30 times in 3 seconds. That always annoys me when people do that. It's like, dude, if we could shoot him, we would. Oh, now he spotted a heavy. That's one of the emeralds.
Your assistance has been requested. Moving to support your position. Target acquired.
Yeah, look, everybody's moving up to help support him. I really wish they would keep my default setting whenever I switch replays. Still, like, can't keep track of that T30. It's moved around somewhere. Yeah, so far no one's actually shot the stuff he spotted since that first time. He shot that E50 once. Oh, T30's visible now, but behind the buildings. I mean, he's playing this really well. This is what you have to do with light tanks. Like, this is just like a masterclass in general of how to play your light tank. Doesn't matter which one you're playing. Other than the wheeled vehicles. Those you just drive like a bat out of hell. Okay, he thinks there's somebody in that little crook, apparently. 30. Object. They missed. Not leading very well. See if he actually hit that shot at the end of this. Yeah, see, he's not getting much spotting damage. So someone else is actually spotting. Gotta be careful when taking shots when you're this far forward. It's very easy for someone to be hiding in a bush and see you. See, he got a lot of spotting damage that time. Went up by almost 3,000, a little bit less than 3,000. Yeah, he pulled a little bit too far forward there. Good thing there was no one there to see him. Oh, Richie. Yeah, I can see that being a problem with this tank. It just doesn't have the best. And see, he's actually using that original barrel, not the derp gun. That guy, so he's going to get quite a bit of points off him. Come on, one more, somebody. Oh, they're shooting it. I'm not sure if they're shooting at him or someone behind. Well, I guess it's not him because his sixth sense hasn't gone on. Nice. Up to almost, yeah, 550 spotting. Or 5,500. See, now he's spotted. He's just trying to get up here and try to get as many guys lit up as possible. He just has to be careful not to push too close and then get caught if they try to push over the hill at him. Wow, that emerald didn't show up until like right now. Now he's going to use this tank here as cover. Oh, got hit again. Look at that, 7,750 spotting. Alright, so that was a pretty good game. He played that very well, you know, trying to keep from being spotted using larger items as cover. So let's go ahead and swap back over and see what his stats ended up being. So, he had 7,797 and nearly 1,000 damage, so almost 9,000 combined, almost. So that's really good. I think he took quite a few more shots. He did get that that ace tanker, which is, I mean, self-evident with almost 8,000 spotting. That's gonna happen for sure. Let's see how he ranked against everyone else. He was top in, what is that? Experience, of course, damage. You're a light tank, you're not going to do as much damage. And ended up making 49,000. Oh, wait. That's weird how it totaled that up. I don't know how it got that total, because that does not add up right. But yeah, as far as base experience, ended up getting 279, of course that's for his 3 times victory, and 5,541 standard experience. I say that's a pretty good game, and of course he also got the spotter token, or medal, whatever you want to call that. But anyway, I say that's a really good way to play this tank. He definitely knew what he was doing. And I think this is where we're going to sign off this Meridian Gaming. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're, and hit the little bell notification icon so you can see all my videos. I'm going to do this series, like I said, for every tech tree tank. I'll try to do these replays like this with actually good players. And then if I have to, I may supplement them with some of my gameplay. Especially on the lower tiers, I'm not finding a lot of replays on those lower tier tanks. So I'll play a bunch of games with it until I find a really good replay, and then I will review that. Anyway, this is Meridian Gaming, and I will see you on the battle.